Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to Gatecrashers, a podcast dedicated to kicking open the door to your next favorite thing. Our mission, our creed, our code is this: to make all things more approachable and accessible to everyone. We want you to find a universe that you'll fall in love with. We are proud to be back with Sex and Whiskey, a holiday classic, where our hosts Nikki and RJ will sip on a dram of the good stuff because they've been good, while discussing the more exciting stuff. We will take you on a journey, exploring whiskeys from around the world, maybe even the North Pole, while also educating you on the birds and bees, especially correcting what school or your parents missed on. Our goal is to promote a safe and fun environment that will leave you empowered and educated on your next bedroom adventure. So, sit back, pour a glass of hot cocoa, and get ready for sex and whiskey. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome back, everyone, to a very holiday spectacular that we have for you. My name is RJ. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm joined, as always, by my favorite elf.
I'm not an elf, dude.
By my favorite workshop assistant.
Oh my God, no. Hi, my name is Nikki and my pronouns are they, them, and I'm not a fucking elf.
Laheim.
This is gonna be an episode.
This is going to be an episode. It is. I did not prepare Nikki. I just hopped right into Santa speak. So we're all here for that.
Yeah,
And
no. Oof.
yes, yes. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Why is this such a special episode?
Well, you wanted to talk about Santa's sack, so we did a mailbag episode. I don't know. This is a last episode of the year. It's a
Mm-hmm.
holiday special.
Yes,
I
it
think you
is.
just really wanted to wear a Santa hat and a beard on camera and do a
I
Santa voice.
did.
Yeah, no, it's adorable. And then you
Thank
were
you.
like, you need to. I was supposed to be festive as well, and I got a black Santa hat, and I'm wearing a bat shirt. And I have like a Kinkmas tree. So Merry Kinkmas, y'all. There's like, I don't know, you won't be able to see it
Are
unless you
those?
zoom in, but that there's a ball gag like on the tree, and all the standard things that Santa looks for.
Yeah.
Um, and Santa doesn't exist. Sorry. Anyway,
How? First off, how dare you?
you called
Secondly,
me an elf. I'm sorry. I need to just
secondly,
shut that shit down.
we could have called this Merry Fistmas, Merry Kinkmas.
I did. You wanted to talk about sex, dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
I've
it
said
is
dude
because it
twice.
is a
Turn it into a
mailbag.
drinking
It's a
game.
mailbag, and we're doing Santa sack
All right.
because there's so many treasures and gifts for both of us in there.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, similar to our last Ask Us Anything, we're gonna reach in to our deep sacks and pull out questions and confessions that you lovely listeners have submitted to us. Do you want to go first?
Well, I'm going to say we're also drinking.
Yes.
We've been drinking. I don't know
Yes.
how long each of us has been drinking.
Yes.
Um, but yes. And it's like not our normal flight of things. I'm
No.
drinking mulled cider with an apple rye, like this, and Sky High Rye. It's like a local company. They do apple cider, and then they partnered with a distillery and they turned it into rye. And my goal is to finish the rest of this bottle by the end of this episode. It's not completely filled. I'm just not going to reveal how much is left. So, anyway, what are you drinking?
You
Because you
can
have,
do anything you put your mind to.
I know,
And yes,
I'm very
I
aware of
am
that.
drinking I can't remember. I think it's Bird Dog. Bird Dog's gingerbread. I'm already there. Gingerbread flavored whiskey in just a glass. And then I've got a hot toddy with more gingerbread flavored whiskey and then water because I don't want to die.
I have that too.
Yes.
Um, all right. So, yeah, I think we should just jump into it. And you have the questions. I have the questions. I'll take the first one and we'll ping pong back and forth.
Of course.
And I think I know who submitted this question.
I have no idea.
What's your favorite sandwich?
Oh my God. What sort of stupid ass? No. What is my favorite sandwich? Breakfast, it's bacon, egg, and cheese. Gold standard is peanut butter and jelly. That kind of can be dinner for me every once in a while. Favorite sandwich though, if it's done correctly, a grilled cheese.
Okay.
Throw any cheese you want in there, just grilled cheese.
Yeah, that cheese
But is
solves a
a
lot
grilled
of
cheese more of
problems.
a, is it a melt? Is it a sandwich?
No, it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich,
We're
right?
not we're not this is not a sandwich debate. It is a
No.
sandwich. Um
Nikki, what's
my
your favorite
favorite
sandwich?
my favorite sandwich is an ice cream sandwich with cinnamon ice cream and sugar cookies. My favorite savory sandwich though is a grilled pimento cheese sandwich. Those are things that I don't eat. Like you make the pimento cheese yourself. It's not like from a jar. And those are things I actually don't eat ever, which is why they're my favorites. Um, I'm not sick of them yet. So, like, ask me 6 months ago what my favorite sandwich was. I would have said a Reuben, but I've had so many Reubens that
Mm,
I'm like, you know what? I get bored easily, and sick of things.
you
So
don't say.
I feel like that's shade.
It's
Anyway, I feel like there's some major shade there. You have the questions.
uh
What's the next one?
I'm gonna change my answer. I want to be
Okay.
sandwiched in between Bryce Dallas Howard and Jessica Chastain,
Okay, Jessica Chastain has me feeling all kinds of
right?
gay, all kinds of gay.
All kinds of gay. Nikki, what are some creative ways to utilize the mistletoe?
Um,
First off, have you ever been kissed under the mistletoe?
yeah, and it's actually kind of a creepy experience, so
They
I'm not gonna go
usually
there.
are.
Yeah, no, it made me really uncomfortable. I was a child and
Jesus Christ.
yeah, no, I was like, what the fuck is this weird thing? And someone had mistletoe and they're like, what's this? And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, it's mistletoe. And then they kissed me. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? So, creative ways to use mistletoe. Always get consent. That's creative, right? It shouldn't be. That should be standard.
All
But I
mistletoe should be consensual.
like all mistletoe activities need to be consensual, but a creative thing. You know, I'm probably not the first person to say this about mistletoe. And
Mm-hmm.
this is a shout out to all my Norse mythology friends. Trick somebody into killing their own brother with mistletoe. And if you know Norse mythology, you know what that story is. And they're never going to show it in the MCU, but they have shown it in Marvel Comics. Nerd. Also, you can just put it like over your belly button and tell your sub to come kiss you under the mistletoe. Anyway, you suggestions or did I cover it?
Ah, wow. That's, yeah.
We just started.
Consent, obviously. Something fun for your partner. I mean, just every day, getting home from work, lifting the mistletoe up and just being like, "Hey, how are you?" And then just looking up and there's mistletoe and just a little peck. Something fun like that.
Yours is wholesome. My suggestions involved like
Yours is full of holes.
mine's got my like someone got murdered, someone got weird, and it's kinky, submissive, dom shit. So, and
It's
that's RJ and I in a nutshell.
pretty much.
You okay, sir?
Yeah, it's getting too warm. The beard is it's like very warm.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
they do that, right? Yeah, I have to
yeah.
shave mine all the time. Um, all right. What are your thoughts on Christmas lingerie, RJ? I think you're kind of wearing Christmas lingerie just by wearing a hat.
I'm pretty sure just a hat. If you just came to the bedroom in a Santa hat or you just climbed down the chimney naked, I would recommend the first thing, not so much the second thing. If anyone's seen Gremlins, you know what I'm talking about. Christmas lingerie thoughts. I don't traditionally think Christmas is a sexy holiday. It's more of a comfort holiday for me, like sweatpants and fires and toasty. But I guess that can be sexy too. So I don't know. I don't know what my feelings are. It depends. I would have to see the lingerie and know like what you're throwing with. I don't know because I find uh, just like I find sweatpants sexy sometimes. So I'm a hard person to. I'm gonna have a drink. What is your what are your thoughts?
I think Christmas lingerie is wasteful because it's just a seasonal thing. What are you going to do with that for like a month or whenever you start celebrating? That's like personally me. Also, I have someone who really pressured me into wearing Christmas lingerie once, and I was like, what's the point of
Sensing
this?
sensing there's this like this
I've
low
got some
level
trauma.
trauma
There's like
related to this
trauma. Like
holiday
I already,
season.
there is non-sex related trauma surrounding Christmas. I have it, I carry it, and then there's all this as well. So, in general, personally, for me, lingerie is not my thing. Like any lingerie at all,
Hmm.
just because that shit ends up on the floor and it costs money. So, I think
Hell
the
yeah.
best lingerie out there for a guy is a pair of gray sweatpants. That's it. That's it. I don't need. I don't like. I don't need anything else. Period. Ever. So there's that, and therefore Christmas lingerie is just like sexy trauma, and I'm like, I already got plenty of that. So
So listeners out there, gray sweatpants.
the women, the men, the non-binary folks, they'll know.
If you know, you know. I think I'm
If
actually
you know,
I'm wearing dark gray sweatpants. It's very
I'm
this was
actually wearing.
unprepared.
I'm
Are
wearing.
you?
Yeah,
You're wearing them
I'm.
too, right?
No, I'm totally wearing sweatpants, but I
Yeah.
always wear like athletic clothes when we record. So
Are they? I don't call mine athletic because
these
I
are
don't
these are
lie to
more like
myself.
joggers. These are joggers, like yeah.
These pants have not done a damn athletic thing very
These
recently.
okay. That's honest.
That is honest. I try to be honest with you.
I have
Uh,
worked out in these pants, so
I'm very proud of you.
thank you.
It's tough during this time of season. All you want to do is just lay around and watch Christmas movies and eat.
I worked out this morning and I was like so proud of myself because I have been recovering from an injury for months and I did not want to get back into my routine and I did it this morning and I was so fucking proud of myself. And yeah, I'm proud I'm probably gonna be too hungover to like work out at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
But you did it today, and
I
that was
did it
important.
today and I just bragged about it on the internet. So it'll never happen again. What's the next question? That's you, right?
Sure. What is the sexiest profession?
Artists who should be paid, human artists. Hmm. And the thing is, like, unfortunately, they usually don't get paid or appreciated enough to turn it into a quote unquote profession, and they still have to have another job. But I will say, from my experience looking at like my entire relationship history, the people I surround myself with,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm definitely I have seen a pattern where I'm like, an artists are sexy. Like, look at
Mm.
damn, you can do what with your hands? Jesus Christ. Like and the stuff in their head. Like, how do you come up with that? So yeah, no, I'm gonna say artists hand out. Like that's like the easiest answer ever for me. Like,
There's a specific type of artist that you find very sexy?
no.
Ah, okay,
Actually,
good.
no, you know I sent you my Twitter crush. She's amazing. That she's a painter. She's
Yes, yes, I agree.
yeah,
Shout
no,
out to that mystery Twitter crush because
I'm
crush
in
it.
love. I was gonna commission something from her and I went to like hit send and I was like, oh my God, why am I sweating? Because I'm in love. Anyway, you, which thoughts?
There was a time that I thought it was Nurse, and then I was one, and there was nothing sexy about scrubs because they are dirty and disgusting and gross. So I can never link that to any sort of like sexy feeling anymore. Uh, Probably teacher. I think, and like I don't know what happened, but there has been a influx of attractive elementary and preschool teachers. Don't know when it happened, but it happened because my preschool teacher looked like a wall. And I don't I don't know what happened. But yeah, they're just very, I think because they are very friendly and they talk to you on a very base level because of who they interact with all day. Yeah, no. Teacher. Definitely teacher. I find
Teachers
education
are,
I find education sexy.
yeah, teachers are also an underpaid profession. So if you know a teacher out there, show your appreciation, but don't be a creep about it. Just give them money. Like, don't be
That's right.
weird. Just
Yeah, don't get on a
give,
podcast and talk about how sexy they are or
no,
anything like that.
give
That's
teachers money and give artists money. Like, just pay
yes.
people for the shit that they do. Anyway,
Christmas time is the best time if you have a child in school. Put a Barnes and Noble gift card in there. Put a bottle of wine in a box or something, and just drop it on off.
all right. I'm like trying to stop myself from.
No, this is the episode that you just don't stop.
No, there's plenty more for me to get
Okay,
into. Is
your
it my
turn.
turn? Yeah.
It is your turn.
Okay. Can women and men ever be friends without things getting weird? Now,
My,
look,
my
everybody.
friend's right over there.
Yeah, no, it's the two of us. I'm non-binary, but it's like
Mm,
still,
smacking it against your head.
yeah, like cheers or whatever direction this could. I don't know, but yeah, they definitely can. And unless you have a different opinion, however, I think we were on the exact same page.
We definitely are. We definitely are.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, it's weird here, but it's not,
Oh,
it's
we are
weird
very
because
weird.
we're
We are
very
weird.
weird
Yeah.
and we just amplify the weird,
Yes.
but it's not like the type of weird that the question is asking.
And our conversations when it comes to texts are very mundane and asinine, that there is nothing sexy or fun about it. Like, yeah.
No,
So
it's
definitely. I think it's important too to diversify your friends, because if you kind of surround yourself with not just like-minded people, like-minded people, you gonna get very far. You definitely need not just those of your own race, color, creed, gender. I mean, you have to diversify. You really do. Or else you're not going to experience life for what it is.
totally agree.
Anything
Yep.
to add there, or just
No,
keep going?
there's not really anything to add. I know there are people who other than I know people who truly think there's absolutely no way that men and women can just be friends. And this question is framed in such a way that it's like a heteronormative question
Mm-hmm.
where it's like a straight man and a straight woman, and that's kind of the phrasing of the question and how it's probably being asked. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, ditto what you said. I don't have anything to add.
Is it my turn?
I think it's I'm
Yes.
yeah, I think it's
Okay. How do you get over being sad during the holidays? What a fucking bummer.
no, don't say that. Whoever submitted this question, like I really appreciate that you submitted that because personally, as someone who has like a lot of trauma around the holidays, a lot of like sad shit that happened growing up around the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of the most honest questions ever. And my most honest answer, it's like there's no getting over being sad. There's coping with it. And I have coping mechanisms that are healthy and mechanisms that are unhealthy. Um, for me, it's finding the stuff that brings joy in the smallest ways. So for me, it's typically comfort movies and shows is how I
Yeah.
sort of attempt to refocus my mind when I'm in like sad person space.
Mm-hmm.
My other, however, like I tend to drink more and eat a lot of junk like around the holidays,
Yes.
no matter what. And that's not a good way to get over being sad. Don't do that. Don't do that. But just I appreciate somebody submitting the question and saying it because that shit is hard, and there is not an easy answer other than to find something uh, that brings you hope and joy. And whether you watch it or listen to it on repeat, whatever it is, yeah, you just have to find your thing. There's no easy answer. You have
Yeah.
anything for that?
No, I really don't. I know in particular my wife and I kind of get bummed after the holidays because it's such like a strong build up and then it's nothing for months until a real holiday like my birthday comes around. So it's I can see how it is difficult and I can definitely see I know personally a couple of people who have a very tough time around this time of year again for their own personal trauma. And I think part of it is reaching out to those people and, finding your support system and kind of utilizing it. And it's okay to ask for help. Like, I don't know how many people need to hear that, but it, 100, just sending a text like, hey, I'm not okay. And I know that's so fucking hard. I can only imagine how difficult that is. So, if you're able to do it, and if not, there's plenty of outlets there for you. But fuck, send me a message on Twitter. Do it.
I will say I'm fairly sure I have sent you the message. I am not okay. Like
Yes.
straight up.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
And I
So,
did my best.
oh yeah, you really did. And somebody else today I was basically able to do the same thing with, and I was just like, Lord have mercy, I needed that. So, and the thing is, not everyone is always able to give what you need. Um, and that's just another thing to navigate. But you can reach out to either one of us on Twitter,
Yep.
and I'll do whatever I can. Yeah. Whew, okay. Is this has already been answered, I think, by RJ. I don't know. Is there any actor slash actress that puts you in the mood? For what?
It's me in the mood.
Put you in the mood.
The mood for food?
Oh,
The mood for
no.
food? That would be Guy Fieri. No.
Let's unpack that.
We don't have the
No,
time.
I don't want to hear about
We
him.
don't
I
have
don't.
the
We're
time.
not going to Flavor
Uh
Town. No.
yeah, I have spent plenty of time talking about my affection towards Bryce Dallas Howard and Jessica Chastain, and pretty much anyone who looks like my wife. Um, so there's that. What puts me in the mood from a film? I don't know. Strong female leads, I guess. Uh,
That tracks for you, I think.
I think it does. I think it
Hmm.
really does. I mean, aside from the films that you got to go to the websites for, there's not many, you know. I'm not like watching a movie and be like, oh yeah. Like I watch those type of films for a different type of enjoyment.
Fair.
What
Fair.
actor or actress puts you in the mood?
Uh, none, because I'm none. Like I am aesthetically attracted to plenty, but I don't think there's any anybody out there like that I've seen that's I'm just like, oh shit, let's go. Like there's not, I don't have that really.
Thor Ragnarok, Kate
That
Blanchett with dark hair as Hela.
was pretty hot.
Something awoke in me.
But like something awoke in you and that you watched Thor Ragnarok and got a boner, or just like you're
No,
like,
not
that's
even
hot.
that. Yeah, just a that's hot. Just like
That's not the mood
seeing
though. Is it?
I guess is the puts you in the mood in the sense that you watch that film and then afterwards you're like, I have to go do something about this mood that I'm in. Like, is that what the the inferences here?
I don't know. I'm taking it like someone like puts you in the mood to fuck. And I think it is like that person, not just like a random other person. I mean, yeah,
Actually,
I was about to take it there about something else, but we're not going to.
we're just gonna keep on moving
We're
on.
gonna keep it moving.
Long distance relationships suck. Need advice on how to make them work.
Okay. So I have been in multiple long distance relationships with the longest time of it, like duration of long distance being 2 years. Um, Still in that relationship, but the first 2 years of the relationship was long distance. And I think, yeah, they do suck. A lot of long distance relationships are about communication in terms of communicating the goals, boundaries, and expectations of the relationship and how often you're going to talk. I will say the thing that made it work for me, uh, Skype at the time, like this was before Zoom was just everywhere. And I say this realizing like during a pandemic, a long distance relationship or any new relationship was way more difficult. But
Mm-hmm.
um, a long distance relationship, I had Skype, so I could do video chat with this person. And what I used to do is we would get on video chat and I would do my work like at the end of the night and he would play video games or do whatever the fuck it was. But we were both like up on Skype and so we could talk to each other while doing our own stuff.
Yeah.
And that was something that was helpful, but also the commitment to travel to see each other. Um, so there's that. And as far as like intimacy and sex goes, like that's one. There's sexting. Do people still have like phone sex, like talk on the phone? Because the joke right now is that nobody likes talking on the phone. Uh, but there's sexting and there's other avenues, but I will highly recommend sex tech and long distance sex toys
Mm.
because they increase just sort of that intimacy you feel with your partner, even if you're sexting or however y'all are, I don't know, playing. That's my 2 cents on long distance relationships. We could probably do like a whole episode on it. That's
We
how I
probably
made it
will.
work. Yeah, we probably will. Do you have thoughts, opinions?
I've got nothing. I've never my long distance relationship was 30 miles. So I've traveled distances to be with people. But no, never a long distance relationship. So I'm useless here. I
Yeah,
guess
no,
just time and commitment and knowing when it's a relationship worth sticking out. Yeah, that's it.
communication. It's all about
Communication.
communication. Yeah. All right, we'll move on. Okay, I don't. What is a major turnoff for you?
A major turnoff for me.
Major, like what is the thing where it just shuts it down completely? Like that mood you were just in from seeing somebody, you're just like, all right, and we're done now.
Um, hmm. People who are rude to anyone, I guess, but especially like anyone in retail, anyone who wears a name tag, uh, any of those industries or businesses. Yeah, I don't like that. Um, what else is another major turnoff? Um, Someone who half listens. You try and engage them in a story that actually means something to you, but they can't be bothered to like look up from their phone. That's a
Mm.
major turnoff.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yes.
Like, so have you found that that happens more? Oh, I guess you've been in a relationship for a long time, but the advent
Yeah,
of like
these are
cell
not,
phones.
no, I'm not even discussing like just, I'm not even, this isn't even about my wife. I'm just talking about seeing people in the wild and like kind of acknowledging other relationships that I have seen where a partner is trying to talk to. their partner and they can't be fucking asked to even look up from their phone to talk to them.
So really, it's before cell phones, what did people do? Like that's kind of more my question. It's like, how did they, what happened to where?
Um, I'll give you an example. So I used to have a group of friends when for my wife when I was dating someone in right around nursing school. No, right before nursing school. And in her group of friends, there was a guy and girl, and the girl would always lean over to tell him a story, and he would always keep looking forward. And he
Okay.
would just go, huh, no kidding. And did she talk a lot? Yes, absolutely. But if you're in that relationship, give the person the courtesy to be at least engaged in whatever they're talking about. Because if you don't value the small stuff, you don't deserve the big stuff.
Hmm.
So, yeah, major turnoff.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with like everything you just said, like specifically being rude to folks. If you have to wear a name tag, like think about what that industry could be. It probably fucking sucks.
Oh,
And they
100%.
they don't want to be there either, but
Mm.
capitalism, so they're there. Um, and yeah, no, I agree with that one. People, if I see someone who doesn't like they don't tip well, done.
Yes.
Um, that
Yes.
one will get me going. Like I'm just like, mm-mm. I also know not all countries like tipping isn't standard in all countries, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, someone in the United States, if you don't tip well, I'm like, oof. Uh, and then someone who tries to wear socks while fucking. That's all I got right now.
I could see that.
That's a no. Take those off. What are you hiding? Okay.
What are
That's
you
not.
hiding? Talons. He's hiding talons. Let the man be.
Maybe I have a demon kink and the talons are fine. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's not lingerie. You're like Hanes white socks that come up
No.
like mid calf. Like that's not lingerie. Just take it off.
Oh my
Even
God.
your little like no show. Just don't. Just take it off. Anyway.
What has someone done that you found attractive? So the opposite, I guess.
I can't answer that right now. I don't know how to answer that question without giving stuff away about people in my life. So yeah, that's what I got.
All right. People who make me laugh, I find very attractive. I especially people who make me belly laugh. Like that's a big thing. And I've luckily found a partner who is definitely makes me laugh. Um Trying to think another like major what was it? Find attractive or turn on? Which fucking one is this?
I don't
What has someone
know.
done that you found attractive? Okay. Actually, yes, I remember this. Um I saw a friend of mine totally stand up and call out somebody else on some bullshit. And I was like, hot damn. Um, yeah. So that I guess just like standing up for someone else when they really did not have to. I find that very attractive. Yeah.
That
All
is
right.
hot. That's really hot.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you need to like tone it down a bit? Like you just really having a memory right there to
No, it's
okay.
actually just generally warm in this room, and this hat is really not
I
not
feel like
comfortable.
we like pausing to take these hats off is fine for
Absolutely
like
not.
2 seconds. Okay, no.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We're gonna ride this out. I'm gonna die. Yeah, your turn.
So when were you most attracted to someone of the same gender?
Most attracted to someone of the same gender. Have I had a moment like that?
And we can be more specific about types of attraction. We've discussed that before, so maybe it's not sexually attracted, but like say like hardcore, like, oh my God, I want to be in that person's life in any way or
My
something.
my best friend since middle school, essentially grade school, is gay. And I have told him that if I ever had romantic feelings towards him, I would marry him in a heartbeat because he is incredibly intelligent. He is wonderfully kind and generous. He has a great sense of humor and very successful professionally. So yeah, I would be his not so trophy husband. I'd be like his second or third place husband.
Bronze is it bronze?
Bronze. I'd be his bronze husband.
Bronze husband.
But
That's
he
like
is
third, but
married to a another highly successful, wonderful person. So I'll sit in the corner.
yeah, that and you're not gay. Like there's that part of
Yeah,
it.
well,
It's like that, like
I
you
think
know,
it's weird too because and I'm not the only one to have had this discussion talking to other friends about this that um we had joked. I was like, if it was like not sexual at all, like if we just lived like roommates, I'd be fine with that too.
like queer platonic, like a queer platonic
Yes.
relationship where
Yes.
it's like there's other goals and there's other structure involved. It's not about the sex. It's about a lot of other things that go into relationships.
Yes.
Got it.
What about you over there?
I really like artists. And I've got this Twitter crush right now, and she's all I can think about because she does art. She paints amazing queer art, and I'm like so smitten. Like I'm just like I want to give her all of my money right now. Just be like, "Can I be your sugar daddy?" Oh no. Yeah, that's it right there. Like artists, painter, painters. They paint.
They paint?
Just fucking woo, having a moment over here. But also I'm queer, so and I don't experience the type of attraction that like we're not going into it right now. There's another episode. You can fucking watch it, listen to
Listen to
it.
that one.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm somebody who you could call me pansexual in terms of like
Mm.
I'm just like just I don't know, attraction, people, gender. Okay. And so it's a really hard question for me to answer because it's always yeah, like but if you were to like put something like if there was a thing that I found really, really attractive, it's women who paint.
Women who paint. I think there's probably like a Reddit.
I don't need to get on Reddit. I've she's on Twitter. I'm such a stalker. Um, no, this sounds horrible because I'm rarely on Twitter. I think one other person who actually I know listens to this knows who it is. I've actually had a conversation with that person about this other person just to be like, I hate that I feel this way. Um,
Well,
so
leading into our next question,
mhm.
have you ever had sex or masturbated in front of someone else?
Yes. Next.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's
All
like
right.
that's a really easy question. You're not
Yeah.
getting a story, but
No.
yes,
Yes.
that's a yes or no question.
All right. Go ahead.
Worst thing you've ever done during Truth or Dare? When's the last time you played Truth or Dare?
Oh, college. So I did a year of college at one university, did not like it there, took a year of like community and then went to nursing school. And the big university that I was at was wild, a lot of fun. And during a game of Truth or Dare, I told someone verbatim that I didn't know what was worse, um, their personality or their hygiene.
Wow, that's savage. So
And I will not call this person out, but if they are listening, I stand by it. Fuck that
ooh,
person.
yeah, fuck them. I don't know who it is, but fuck
I think
them.
you can generally assume that any enemy of mine would be an enemy of yours.
Yeah, no, that's like seriously. I Y'all don't know RJ like I do because if you think you do just by listening, that's a parasocial relationship. That's thanks for supporting us though.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I can't like if someone pissing off RJ is a whole thing. Just be like, let's fight, let's go.
I
I
appreciate that.
can't yeah, no, let's go. Let's fuck somebody up. Um, I actually can't, I have no idea what the worst thing I would have done during Truth or Dare is. I don't remember the last time I played. I think it's been more than 20 years. So that's like I'm trying like I'm and I actually did review these questions before coming on and just kept things like I didn't really look into it or think about it, but that was one where I
Hmm.
was like, I fucking don't know the last time I played. However, knowing me is probably chaotic bullshit and illegal. So
That tracks. Totally
yeah, this
tracks.
totally tracks, right?
All right, Nikki. My partner is self conscious about their body, and she doesn't believe me that I praise the ground she walks on. What can I do to get her to realize that she is beautiful and sexy?
I hate coming back to this. A lot of it is her not needing to find like validation and from others.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like the phrasing of that. But there's this idea like someone can tell you that all day long, and if in your head it is so ingrained, which in my head it's ingrained that you don't feel attractive or you're not hot. It
Hmm.
takes years and years to unlearn that. And what sucks is it's like she shouldn't need that from you.
Yeah.
Um, and that means that it's very possible there's other stuff going on. So I wouldn't put it all on yourself. However, I also totally understand that you're just like, no, baby, like I love you. I think everything about you is gorgeous. And I worship you. And being frustrated that they don't see it. So shifting the perspective and thinking about how can I support them without how can I just tell them? And maybe you can show them. One of the questions you could be is, or one of the things you could do is ask the question of your partner, like, "Hey, how do I like the same question? Like, how do I demonstrate this to you? How do I help?"
Hmm.
Um, but I get it. As someone who has been really struggling with this, like from probably where the wife is standing, like nobody could tell me right now that I'm like hot because that's where my mind has been lately. And I
Hmm.
don't think there's anything somebody can do to convince me otherwise and have that stick because I'm just been so programmed into this idea of operating and looking a certain way for other people that it takes a long time to unlearn. And it sucks. I wish I had an answer for that. Um, there isn't an easy one. I am going to shout out somebody who recently said, and I think this is just sort of the perspective that I would love to just, I want this said out loud by people more often. It's just, and in the conversation, like I'm not giving the context. It wasn't creepy. I understand if the line comes across as creepy. I just love women. I love their curves. I love their bodies. I just love women. That's it. Whatever they look like, big, small, like that sort of feeling, we need more people saying that. So there's a societal thing as well. And shout out to people who just love bodies and just don't, we need more of that. We also did a body image episode. I really encourage everyone go listen to. RJ, you all right?
I have nothing to add
Okay.
because I will say from experience that you are not in that person's mind. You do not know what else they are dealing with. And regardless of whatever positive input you're trying to give, it could be going in one ear and out the other. So I completely agree with Nikki that part of it is like, how can you show them? And another part of it is kind of trying to find where the root of that is. And that's done by them speaking to someone who is more qualified than yourself. So yeah, that would be my only advice on that avenue. But definitely I would err on Nikki's side for this one. And with that, Nikki, could
Could
you
you
go the rest of your life without any sexual contact?
um yeah. I mean, wait, from mm, phrasing. I almost fucked up phrasing on that so bad. Sexual contact from a
Would
human
it be
being,
anyone or anything?
from a human being versus sex tech. I'm gonna assume it's the human being.
Yes.
I yeah, I mean
You've got
I
gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
thanks. I'm the type of person who like when they get like sex tech robots like figured out, that type of shit, and they don't have what I want on the market, I would be like, all right, how much is that? If I needed to have to get like laid, you know. But personally, I'm just like, yeah, I probably can. Now, affection and physical touch and other things, that's different.
Yeah.
Actual like sexual intercourse, like, yeah, I got like, no offense, everybody, but I got plenty of stand-ins. As long as there's electricity. Oh my God. Okay, wait. No. There's other options. My hands work. Oh God, what if I no. Stop. I'm having an existential crisis. We're done. All right. You? I just don't want to think
Could I
about this.
go my entire no. I tie in too much between and I think it's just, partner relative that I tie sex into love. And it's just a moment of high intimacy between you and your partner. And that's been that way for a while. So no, I don't think I could. I think it would just be a very um lonely existence for me personally. So
Everybody's different.
exactly.
Yep. I'm, I don't want to say I'm weird, but I'm know exactly what I am.
You are what you are.
Yeah, and that's complicated. I
All
will say
right.
BDSM does not require sex. Oh, I said that out loud. Yeah, I did. Okay. Wait, I thought the last question was mine. Oh, great. I can ask this question then. How is friends with benefits
Uh-huh.
different than a situationship? That
I
means
don't
you.
fucking know.
Okay. So this is like the one question I saw where I was like, I'm so excited about this question.
Nikki, how is friends with benefits different than a situationship?
Okay, so I want to say situationships are like this a newer term.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess it's Gen Z. I don't like it's just a newer term to describe this period of you meet someone, you're vibing with them, maybe you're having sex with them, you
Mm-hmm.
talk all the time, maybe or maybe you don't. It's that period between, oh God, we're this is a whole thing and I really like it, but you don't establish or communicate or define what that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a full on romantic relationship, like, oh, we're partners, or oh, however you want to categorize it. And what's funny to me about situationships is someone had to put a label on the fact that here's a relationship that is labelless. It's not been labeled, is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We needed a label for it, apparently. And so a situationship is more based on like those sort of romantic feelings. And for a lot of people, I would say it would be sex. It'd be sex based, but not always. There could be other things going on besides having sex.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely feels there's like a lot of complicated emotional connections, romantic attraction there. And maybe both of you don't know how to come out and define it or address it. Usually it turns into more of a situationship when someone catches feels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, though. I highly recommend and don't recommend looking up situationship on the internet. It's fascinating because the more, like in the last 6 months, I've actually learned a lot about that because I heard the word and I was like, what? Situationships are not a bad thing. A lot of people want to say they're a bad thing because, oh, no, it's not defined. Actually, a situationship is just two people, if they know exactly what they want
Mm-hmm.
and what they want is something undefined, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
However, if somebody wants something defined, they need to communicate boundaries and expectations about the relationship. Friends with benefits, I'm going to say, starts with a friendship and then boom, benefits. It's not about romantic attraction. I will say, on top of that, though, friends with benefits can, for certain people, become a situationship, become a romantic relationship. It can turn into something else. But for the most part, friends with benefits, it's just like, cool, I'm horny. Hey, what's up? We're friends. So
That's
I
dedication.
it's all about the type of feelings involved. And with both of them, it comes down to communicating expectations with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
So are you, or your not partner, depends on what your labels, god damn it. Um, but communicating with the other person. And if both of you just say, like, hey, I just want to have fun, and it's like, okay, cool. We're having fun. Yeah. Then there's nothing wrong with that. So that's my answer.
Thank you. Uh,
Stop.
is this mine or is this yours?
This was supposed to be mine, but we're switching it. That's yours
No,
now.
God, God.
No, what is post nut clarity?
All right. So after, I mean, this is specific, I guess, in a sense, but I don't know. I after an orgasm, for some, there is a moment where the universe restarts and you can see from beginning to end, and everything is absolutely clear and concise and makes sense. And then that moment goes away, and you seek that moment every single time. And that is post nut clarity.
I was just gonna say it's like neurotransmitters and hormones are released after you have an orgasm and you just relax a bit and maybe some of the shit that you were stressing about before all of a sudden it's like, oh, it really
Isn't that important?
it's like it isn't that because your brain has like tossed out some neurochemicals and you're just able to see something with a different light. So, but sure, universe opening up and then it being a quest to have orgasms so the universe is always open. That's fine too. That makes sense.
Is it fair to seek sex from others when I'm in a sexless marriage?
If you're cheating, no. If you are able to have a relationship with that's the other partner and you have clear communication about yes, this is okay, um, that's fine. But you need to figure out what's going on with the sexless marriage. You got to start there. Is that who your partner is? Is there other shit going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because if there is other shit going on to the point where that person just doesn't want to have sex with you because there's like a lot of other stuff on their mind that they should process or need to work through, or you're an asshole, like whatever is going on, you got to get to the root of that,
Yeah.
because an open relationship will not work until you make sure the foundation of your current one is not all busted up.
Yeah.
So that's my that I simple answer. Could probably go on about that one for like hours though. What?
No, no, I agree. I agree with you.
You
I
have a
do agree
look
with
on your
you.
face, sir.
I've got a lot of looks.
You do have a lot
I
of
got a
looks.
bag of looks.
Bag of looks, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Um just go ahead and read it because I'm like putting hot
All right, I'm gonna read it to
cider.
myself. I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna answer it. Is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? Yes. Yes, I think it is. I think the love for both of them could be due to different aspects about those people, unless it just by some strange coincidence you love them for exactly the same reason, and there's that. Um, the question doesn't ask, can you maintain that? Is it healthy? Should you? Um, and I don't know the answers to that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not been in a love more than one person. And love in this sense, I think, is the romantic inclination love. I love a lot of people, but I love one person. Um, I love how I just said love.
I love it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I don't know. It's I think in love in my sense, and again, this is my own opinion, obviously, it just when it's that type of love, it's like consuming and it's like focused and it's grand and it's just part of your everyday life. And to try and split that with another person on top of this person, it just, I find it to be a very difficult venture. So, is it possible? Absolutely. Anything's possible. Is it healthy to maintain? Who knows? You'll find out.
Polyamory is a valid. Ooh, this is a hard. That's a hard phrasing. That because it's just a lot of talk about
You know what? I
polyamory.
didn't even think of polyamory, to be honest
Well,
with you. But again,
of
that's from
course
my
I
own.
did.
That's well, and that's the thing. My own experience is
Yeah,
it's single amory.
and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like I do I do hate the fact that I similarly to when I interpret certain questions in a heteronormative um way, I lean towards a certain way because I can't like I my brain isn't fast enough to remind myself of the millions of other possibilities that are open to that realm and I hope I one day get to that point. But I guess from I'm already going to push to your side and say, yeah, I guess because polyamory does exist and there are healthy, maintainable polyamory relationships. So yeah, you can love as many people as you want.
And I will say that your perspective is important because I think there are a lot of people out there, and myself included, who come at it from a very come at anything from a very specific, this is the life I've lived perspective. And something I appreciate about you is you'll be like, this is my experience, this is how I look at it, but you're open-minded when I say like, how about some bullshit from over here? Like, hold on, listen to this. And then you're just like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there's other life experiences out there, and you don't have to share them with everyone to understand that they're valid, but it's very
Yeah.
possible to just not know that that's a thing. And the thing is, this is an Ask Us Anything episode, so it's a lot of it is meant to be more from our perspective than necessarily like professional advice.
Do you
But
think
I
it
will,
changes? It changes though, if like I just see something like so Ashley makes me watch Sister Wives. And It's actually hysterical. But besides that point, in certain polyamory relationships, do you think there is a favorite?
Oh gosh, I am look, that
Do we
is an
have the time?
entire
Do
that
we
we do
have the
not have
time?
the time. No, because I hold polyamory and such I'm not a polyamorous person.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love polyamory and what we
Mm-hmm.
can learn about relationship structures and ripping up the heteronormative script. Like there's so much there to unpack that there's no way to answer that question. Simply put, it is possible to be in love with two different people and to love different people like all at once. That is an entire episode. That could be like
Yes.
4 episodes. Yeah, so I cannot do that question justice. And I
Mm-hmm.
that's all yeah. That's and I'm like, and I'm drunk, so I'm just like, don't try to get nope, don't try to make a point, Nikki. You're fucking wasted. This bottle is almost gone. So
That is
it
very
wasn't
true.
that the goal of tonight to
We're
just
being
get
very merry.
yes, it's been a really rough couple of months, guys. Just
Yes, it has. It
guys and
really
gals
has.
and non-binary pals. Like it's
Listen, listen. My wife wants to add another woman to our sex life
oh
to
god.
try it out, but I think it's just her way of telling me she is bi. On one hand, I'm down for a threesome. On the other hand, you've got two women who want to fuck. But I also don't want it under false pretenses. What do I do, Nikki?
First of all, don't fucking assume anything about your wife's sexuality. Sorry, that maybe that's aggressive, but like don't assume, don't put no. Have a conversation.
Yeah,
But don't ask, are you bi? I don't recommend that one. But ask, so what is the goal and motivation of having a threesome? I
yeah,
recommend that for anyone who wants to try a threesome, like, and they are in a committed relationship and they want to bring in a third for a threesome. And the way this question reads is it could be a threesome or it could be like a longer term situation. Like that's kind of hard for me to tell from the question. Yeah, you got to communicate and don't just assume your wife is bi. It's possible that she just wants to have a threesome and thinks it's hot. Also, I will say if you are a straight man and you think you're going to win at a threesome with two women, you're not. Most of you are not. And I'm not commenting on my personal experience with it. I just, y'all watch a lot of porn and think stuff's going to happen in a certain way. Nobody's directing what's happening. No, there are no planned scenes. You start
weird.
fucking around in a threesome, and then all of a sudden you're the guy in the corner while they're like, oh, we know how to deal with this. You don't know what you're doing. Just saying. Cheers.
I think threesomes are the original fuck around and find out.
I had a conversation. No, I'm not going there. I'm not saying anything else about that.
Nikki, what's your strangest sexual fantasy?
So a fantasy is a fantasy.
Yes.
It's a like that's never gonna happen.
I love how you're building this up by prefacing
I
what a
also
fantasy is.
no no. I think that's this is I will never not be a sex coach, like even if I'm drunk and trying to have fun. Uh, I feel weird answering this question because I don't want it to be kink shamey because it's the strangest, which um like
Don't try and
I
nitpick your way out of.
but what it no 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 no
Okay,
I'm
here we
but
go. Here we go. Probably okay. Rather than saying strangest sexual fantasy, how about just what is a sexual fantasy that you have that you might not have thought originally you would enjoy?
I'm actually not going to answer that question.
Fair enough.
I can't. So, but there is one person who knows what it is. So, shout out to that person.
Huzzah!
Yep. You know what's up. Cheers, my friend.
Nikki,
Hey, wait, whoa, you didn't
have
answer.
you?
Yo, what the fuck? What
Well,
about you?
I don't want to be kink shamed, so I'm just gonna
I'm not gonna
say
I'm not gonna king I have like an
strangest,
ethical
strangest sexual
dilemma.
fantasy that ever occurred.
Like what makes it strange?
Yeah, most of my stuff is straightforward.
Like just because I have a thing for like a fuck bot from a comic book and I would totally like pay to have a recreation made of that comic book robot to fuck doesn't mean I'm strange, right? Right?
Probably, okay. Probably would be
Oh my God, I really
um
don't mean that. I don't
it
mean that. I would
is
not
okay,
pay for that.
this was a dream more than and would a fantasy be a dream? Like who's just like out here daydreaming about um
Uh, I did an episode about monster fucking.
well,
There are people who
funny
fantasize about
enough,
that.
this is a in the dream, it was like rough, animalistic, and then she turned into a werewolf.
Oh my God, I have this whole thing. Nope, damn it.
Yeah, yeah, and it
Oh,
was
werewolves are great.
yes, it was a lot.
I love werewolves. And shout out to people who are into the primal thing. Um, yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that right now.
Have you ever had sex while on drugs?
Yes.
I have not.
What are drugs? Like, do we mean
Motrin.
caffeine, ibuprofen?
I've taken a Zyrtec before.
Yeah, no, what do we mean? I
Well,
can't.
now I have to take an antacid every night. So
Yeah.
yes, I've had sex on an antacid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hardcore. I take my proton pump inhibitor and I'm in for a good night. Ah, shit.
You're just keep reading the questions. I'm
I'm
done.
just
Just
gonna keep
point you
going.
like you just you like you take control. Like that's fine. I don't care. I'm drunk. I don't I'm done.
You seem like the type who would take control. What is the cringiest thing you have ever done during any sexual activity?
I told somebody this recently. So I see this question and I'm like, "Oh my God, I know the exact exact thing." And now I don't know if I want to share it like on the internet because I was like, I've never told anybody this before unless they were there. The line the line was, "Let me take my glasses off and put my Invisalign retainers in." That's what I said. And it's not, yes, you heard that. Let me put my Invisalign retainer in. And that's all I'm going to say. I said it.
And take your glasses off.
Yeah, yeah. And like put them somewhere safe because I don't want them to get ruined. That's it. Your turn.
Trying to trying to curb an erection. Right. I mean, just my lord. What are you over there? Just let me put my Invisalign retainers in. Oh,
There's like the person who heard that story knows like the whole context of it. But I want to say if you know, then you know. But Invisalign makes your teeth like really smooth.
good.
And you can just when you're wearing the retainer, it's very no sharp edges.
There it is. There it is. We knew the bus would get to that stop. Didn't know how long it would take, but we got there. Oh, good Lord. All right. Cringiest thing I have, is it ever said or ever done? Cringiest
Done.
thing you have done.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. When I was a younger lad. Don't you roll your eyes at me.
It's just
Put
that
your
you
Invisalign in. All right.
no. I did just take my glasses off.
Yes, you
So
did. Um,
because I started crying.
I was I had my hand led down a pair of pants when I was like 18 or 19 during a summer party at a house. And we're making out and my I have long arms. So
Okay.
my hand just completely goes right past um the poor girl's vagina and right to her butthole. And I like full on stick my thumb in this girl's ass. And that was it. That was the night. It was just like a shock, and then that was, yep,
And both of you were changed
forever.
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 Yeah.
What advice would you give 18-year-old you about sex?
Um, know your boundaries.
That's a
Know
good one.
know your boundaries. Know what's a yes, what's a no. Stick to your boundaries. There's that, and then communicate. Like communicate with your partner about it. And don't if you feel pressured to do something you don't want to do, say no. Make it very clear. Don't do something you're not comfortable doing. But yeah, know your boundaries as my number one thing.
Yeah, that I'm same boat. Just because you want to have sex, if you don't like the person, don't have sex. I would definitely tell myself that. Um, Also, just because your partner wants to try something doesn't mean you have to try something. Trying to think what else. And oh yeah, 18-year-old me. Be more picky.
Got it.
There you go, bud. There you go.
Okay.
Is
I
it
we can
weird to prefer sleep over sex? Absolutely not.
no.
Absolutely not. I
No, when you're
love sleep. Sleep is amazing. I
you
could
need
fuck some sleep right now. I'll tell you that.
that's really the only answer to the question we need. Next.
This is what I'm going to tell you. Bryce Dallas Howard showed up and she's like, I've got just tonight. I've gotten consensual agreement from your wife and my husband, and we can do some crazy stuff, but I am just tired. I would decline. I would just say, I'm sorry. No, thank you. Can I offer
And
you this pillow?
like you want to take a nap, Bryce?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
That's it. Craziest thing you did just because you were horny.
I don't just because I was horny, like does that mean I'm doing
I'll give you an example. I hopped in
things?
my car and I drove 180 miles.
Okay. Um I think I like skipped class to get some once. I don't know. Like I don't know how to define
Crazy.
craziest. Like is it just there's also the thing like you're so horny to where you're like I'll do anything right now. comes to boundaries as well.
Yeah.
So say you're like, I don't give a fuck about boundaries. I'm so horny right now. Let's like jump into this gangbang. And it's like, wait a minute, you don't even like. Why do you like it? Did you realize you like gangbangs? No, 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 no. But I'm just so fucking horny right now that I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that the question? So I
Well,
don't actually know how to answer it because it's like the word craziest and the word strangest, or
mm,
I actually am struggling with.
I think to amend my answer, it would be to drive 180 something miles to a situationship that was unhealthy.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Actually,
want to
no,
unpack this.
that would be friends with benefits. We were friends with benefits.
Okay, then that's a long way to try. You sure it wasn't a situationship? It's a long way to drive for friends with benefits. I don't know.
It it I was asked up there for that, but then I was asked to stay there for the ship part of it, but I left.
Okay. So once you got your nut out and you got that post nut clarity, you realized you should go home.
I was like, why did I just drive 180
Yeah.
miles?
And that is also
So
the
I stayed over the
definition of,
one night and then again and drove home.
yeah, yeah, that's a whole
Yeah,
thing.
that is the whole
Um,
thing. That's a future episode.
is
Nikki,
it? Can't wait.
do you wax your ass? I don't.
See,
I
the
don't.
thing is, it's really hard to wax your own ass.
Do you
So
get your ass
no,
waxed?
that's not the question.
Infer what you will, folks. Infer what you will.
All right. That was like the most important question of the night, I think.
We're gonna hop right into confessions.
Confessions. Also, I'm going to say this. One of these confessions was submitted by me, and we'll see if RJ can guess which one. I'm finishing off my liquor. And like I just put my liquor into a coffee mug, and now I'm going to put the last of my mulled cider on top, but I'm already fucking shit-faced. You can read them. I like sound clips of you saying this shit, not me.
Welcome to confessions.
Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Just you don't get to if you're gonna do that shit, like
No, no. All right. Confessions. My girlfriend has the same enthusiasm for sucking a candy cane as she does for sucking my dick. Now,
does
my
she
question to you,
does
is
she
she
like it?
enthusiastic about sucking a candy cane?
Does she hate
Does
candy
she
canes?
just like, does she strip the coloring off of the candy cane by it goes in and then it comes out white? Like, what are we talking here? Because if
Does she
she's just
throw it
like
in the
a
trash?
yes, does she bite it?
Does she like beat the candy cane into tiny, tiny little pieces and like incorporate that into some other baking recipe? Like it says a lot about you as a person.
Answer us.
Yeah, I want to know.
Hit us
Like I
up.
have
Hit
quite
us up
like
on DM.
yeah, no, I need to know.
Confessions. My wife has a Santa fantasy that we play out every year. Now, this is wholesome
It is wholesome.
because it's something you obviously both look forward to. And not gonna lie, I would dress up into ridiculous stuff if the person I loved asked me to. So I'm just glad you guys are being you and doing something you both love. Merry Christmas.
Would what about the Santa voice? Would you do that the entire time? The one that you opened with?
Little Holly,
Stop it.
you've
Okay.
been naughty.
I hate everything.
Santa likes that.
Oh fuck. I did
Yeah,
this to
there, yeah,
myself. Yeah,
yeah,
you would. Yeah.
yeah. Confessions. Aubrey Plaza does it for me. Me too.
Who is that?
Aubrey Plaza?
I don't know who that is.
Um, okay.
I mean, I could look it up right now, but I'm not.
Have you ever watched Parks and Rec?
I know I've seen enough internet culture to know
All
what
right.
it is.
April on Parks and Rec. She has long black hair.
Not okay. Long black hair. Got that.
Do you want me to drop a picture of her in the chat?
No, because I could do that myself. Like right now, I could look it up, and I'm not. So you don't need to do it.
I feel like you would say yes. I feel
I
like they would do it for you too. If you, okay, her energy sometimes reminds me of you.
and we're all attracted to mirrors, right?
Yes.
So that's why I would go
You
for
would
it.
need someone to like out brat you sometimes.
Oh my God. Wow.
Confessions.
Well, that's a
A girl
confession.
on OnlyFans I follow did a striptease as an elf, Santa, not Lord of the Rings, and it was the quickest I ever came.
I want to know whose account that was.
That sounds hot. That
It
does
does
sound
sound
hot.
hot. Like if it's like,
Did she dance to like Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock?
and
Or
now I'm
Santa
not
Baby? Oh,
interested.
Santa Baby would be good.
Santa Baby is a fun one to
Yeah.
Anyway,
There's a lot there.
there's a lot there, and that is
All
my
right.
favorite Christmas song.
Confessions. Bailey's and hot chocolate makes me hornier than shots of tequila.
I Okay, good for you.
Does
Um,
not do that to me.
that it makes me
It makes me sleepy.
very sleepy. Tequila doesn't make me horny either.
Uh,
To like it, liquor doesn't make me horny.
Tequila makes me wild. All right. Confessions.
You're
Confessions.
you're over it. You're
Confessions.
like it's bedtime.
Got a BJ in a theater watching Elf.
Is this the
I
same
was,
person
I'm
who did the OnlyFans thing?
maybe. I was, Elf would have been 2001, 2002, I think. So I would have been 12. No, 14, 13, 13 or 14.
No, no, because I was 14 in 2001, and we are not the same age.
Then 12. I would have been 12, 11 or 12. No, I was 88, 2001, 13.
Yes, I turned 15. I don't know. I don't know what
Confessions.
confessions. Nikki doesn't know math or calendars.
In high school, my best friend's mom would kiss me on the cheek. Since I graduated, she kisses me on the lips. I don't know how to feel about it. She
Uncomfortable.
hot?
Oh gosh. Two totally different responses. Me, consent. You, MILF?
Hell,
Like,
is it a
no.
lingering kiss? What are we talking here?
Oh my gosh. We have like questions for our confessors.
This is fucked up. I wish there was an open-ended way to contact you back. Listen, listen. Just because you like it, if it's unconsensual and it's still uncomfortable, there's something there. There's something there to be said.
Oh yeah.
Confessions. When I worked at Gap, I had to ask a customer to leave because they were fingering a girl in the dressing rooms during Black Friday and it was busy as fuck. So I know who submitted this because they
Okay.
told me they were going to submit this.
Okay.
And the full story was that these people had walked in to the dressing rooms. They'd cut through the line that there was. Both went into the same dressing room with a bunch of clothes. And they were in there for like 20 or so minutes. And eventually he had to like knock on the thing and he heard moaning. And he had the key. And I don't know the legality of all of this, but he was like, I'm unlocking the door and I'm coming in. And he unlocked the door and he went in and the girl's underwear were like down by her knees and the dude was just full on sloshing up in there. And yeah, he was just like, you need to leave. So they did, and that was it. Now, I will say that this was 2005, 2005, 2006. So pre videos on the internet. This is pre everything. This is just probably a wild story that people talked about how they were in line and saw someone hurriedly pull their panties up and their boyfriend wipe his hand off on a bunch of like Gap jeans or something and then just run out into the distance.
Okay, I'm gonna add like it's not a personal confession. I went to New York to see Betrayal on Broadway,
Hmm.
and it starred Tom Hiddleston, Zawe Ashton. Two of them are like married and have a kid now. Like fucking good for them. And Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Somebody was sitting in the audience, not when I was there, but I knew someone who worked the theater
Hmm.
at the very beginning of the production. And there was somebody who was masturbating in the audience, like with a small like vibrator in their pants. And the ushers did not ask them to leave because that's not what you do during a play. You don't disrupt the play. Like you can't even be seated during a play. Do you really think? Like so yeah. And apparently that wasn't the first person to do that. There is a story out there, like at least one story on the internet about it. They may have been asked to leave during intermission. I don't remember, but someone masturbating to Tom Hiddleston in Betrayal on Broadway. Yep. That's a whole thing that people did. Also I was the person in the gap. No, I'm just kidding. That was not me. Just kidding. I was the person fingering.
Uh,
No, no, sorry.
I knew you were here in Jersey back in 2005, just getting finger banged in a Gap on Black
I,
Friday.
yeah, no, totally. That's the thing that I did.
There's no kink
Next.
shaming.
No. Is there another one? There should be.
Confessions. Anytime I watch The Grinch, I also have to watch the Grinch porn parody.
I will be looking that up after this episode is over
I'm not
for
going to get into that. That's a
for
whole other
science.
thing
For
for
science.
science. Confessions. I use my vibrator more during December than any other month. Christmas time makes me horny.
How do you know that? Do you track it?
There's isn't there like a like some of them have like a usage for like there's an app, one of them has an app and it tells you how often you use it.
Not the apps that I not no. I don't what I'm gonna have to look into that. Honestly, I wouldn't want to know. Like, because men like are men people with penises tracking how often they
What are
do
we
like do
doing
they
with
have like a
this?
calendar?
What are we doing with this information? That's the
Like, I'm just
question.
really curious. Like, but like I love that December makes them horny. Like shout out to you, but I'm very curious. Like, do you track it? And now that I've said that, I could probably tell you, yeah, no, there are certain times a year that I'm really horny and my vibrators get more used. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Props to
Artist
you. I
Week.
feel it. I feel it. Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Confessions. I shit my pants because of eggnog. Now,
Are you sure it was the
bro,
eggnog?
bro, is this a first time you drank eggnog? Like, have you had multiple occurrences? Do you love it so much you're just fine with shitting your pants after having it? Are you lactose intolerant? Did you forget to take your lactate?
Isn't eggnog mainly like egg yolks and is it dairy? Is it cream, like
That's
heavy
high
cream?
notes and heavy cream. That's what, yeah.
That like did they make it from scratch somewhere at a party? Because
Did
I've
they
made
mix it with
eggnog.
alcohol?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Shitting yourself is not fun.
No,
But if you like shitting yourself, then keep drinking your eggnog. I
that's
don't know what
right.
to say.
If you ever need to use the restroom. Okay. Confessions. I find both of your voices attractive. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Mm, I appreciate that. I do.
We find your writing attractive. Thank you.
Yeah, you're hot.
Thank you.
You're very attractive. I did not submit that one. That one
I
wasn't
think I
mine.
know who submitted this, and I'm gonna message them. Uh Confessions. Partner wanted me to wear a collar with bells along with reindeer antlers while he hid it from behind. He tried to grab my hair, which ended up caught in the bells, and some of my hair was ripped out. Nikki.
I didn't
Now,
tell you.
were they like regular antlers or was it like
Did you? Are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say I know you didn't shit your pants from eggnog.
Look, they were like Sorry if you're listening. This, and
Yeah.
I didn't have an actual collar. I didn't have a collar with bells on it. So we made do with something else, and it was this. Not this. Maybe it was this exact one. There might still be hair in it. I don't know. Sorry to the person editing our sound or listening if you can or cannot hear it. Yeah, I got some of my hair pulled out in this.
Apparatus.
Yeah, no, and I would like just pop it on and be like, so this is how he did it. But then I would rip some of my hair out. So no, no. And that's why I have an undercut. No, that's not why, but
Fashions. I once caught my ex masturbating to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas video. I've seen the Mariah Carey All I Want for Christmas video, and it is the least masturbatorily worth video. But we don't kink shame. So you
okay.
do you.
So here's the thing.
Oh my goodness.
That confession is hilarious to me because I caught my friend's brother masturbating to Mariah Carey's Unplugged, MTV Unplugged.
Oh.
And she was fucking smoking hot. But like, so I have caught somebody watching Mariah Carey and masturbating before. I'm sorry, Mariah Carey. Um, that's disrespectful to say that on the internet, but you're never gonna listen unless this like stupid little clip somehow becomes the thing that gets us canceled. Out of all the shit that we've said, we
Of
offend
all
Mariah
the stuff.
Carey fans. Hey, look, I love Mariah Carey. I'm not. Look,
Um,
I want to say a thing before you say goodbye to everyone in your like
yes.
polite, not chaotic way.
Yeah.
We didn't do a November episode,
No.
and that's because RJ and we went to Exotica in New Jersey at the end of October,
Yes, we
and then
did.
the holidays are insanity, and some of our like audio and video equipment and editing, it just didn't work. But we will be talking about our time in Exotica in a future episode. We were going to do that tonight, but so many people submitted questions and we wanted to answer them. However, I want to say I very much appreciate everyone who keeps coming back and listening or watching our chaos. This has been a highlight of my year to start this shenanigan shit with RJ, who it was his idea in the first place. I don't know what was wrong with him, why he decided to talk to me and reach out like I'm a normal person. But I do appreciate RJ very, very much. And I appreciate everyone who listens and tunes in. And yeah, I'm drunk, but it's sex and whiskey. All right. You can close us out now.
This has been a very odd year. It has been filled with ups and downs. And like Nikki, I consider this to be one of the highlights. It's fun, it's chaotic, it's informative. Um, we both kind of battled our own demons on the show and have always tried to be upfront and honest with you, our dedicated listener, all four of you. So I'd like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Nikki for just existing. And to our listeners for existing as well. So we hope you have a very merry holiday season in whatever way you celebrate. And if you find yourself having more of a blue Christmas, please reach out and find someone, anyone who can be your support. So, for Sex and Whiskey, I was RJ.
I'm still Nikki.
Good night.